More losses than wins. But we've had our moments, so let's celebrate the most bizarre ones. These are strange but true Houston sports stories. So let's weave our way to the strangest story of them all. Up first, Houston's head coaches. We've seen them come and go, sometimes under unusual circumstances. Did Bum get a bum deal? You be the judge. It's December 31st, 1980, 3 days after the Oilers lost to the Raiders 27-7 in the AFC wildcard game. And now the Oilers make a stunning announcement. Bum Phillips has been fired as coach and general manager by owner Bud Adams.
I'm sure that Bum was surprised. I don't think he was expecting it.
No, he wasn't. Said as much from the back of his pickup truck to KHOU 11's Dan Patrick. Yes, that Dan Patrick.
Obvious question. Did you have any inkling what was going to happen?
No, I thought I was going in to renegotiate a contract.
Team employees also surprised.
Very surprised.
And fans too, some picketing outside. Bum's Oilers were 11-5 that year. No NFL coach had ever been fired after winning that many games in a season. Whoa. And there's only been one since. Marty Schottenheimer in 2007 went 14-2, but wasn't getting along with his GM. Why was Bum fired? Why? The 1980 Oilers at times had trouble scoring. Bum refused to hire an offensive coordinator.
I didn't feel like we needed it.
In the end, Bum Phillips was shocked, but not sorry.
Well, that's his privilege as an owner, and I respect it.
Bum was a legend in the city of Houston and a legend in the state of Texas, and he had a nationwide following. It's going to be a very difficult and very unpopular decision.
The Love Ya Blue era was over.
There are good coaches that'll teach you how to win. There are great coaches that'll teach you how to be a man, and he taught us all to be better men.
Bum Phillips wins 11 games and is fired. A strange but true Houston sports story. It was a contract which sounded too good to be true, but it was a heck of a deal for this guy. Let's go back to December 1971. The Oilers need a new head coach, again, and find their man at Rice University. His name, Bill Peterson, who brought the pro passing game to college football and claims the Oilers are offering him an almost lifetime contract. Really? That's right, an almost lifetime contract. There's just one problem. Rice threatens to sue because Bill is breaking their contract. In the end, Rice lets Bill go, and Bill begins his next chapter with the Oilers. So, what's an almost lifetime contract? Reportedly, it's somewhere between 10 and 15 years. Whoa. And will pay Bill Peterson more than $1 million. Oh. He'll be with us a long time, says owner Bud Adams. He'll be with us until he retires. And the last Oiler coach lasts less than 22 months. Fired after only 1 win and 18 losses. Poor Bill never coaches again. But rich Bill keeps getting paid by the Oilers. An almost lifetime contract for Bill Peterson? It's a strange but true Houston sports story. It's an old saying. There's two kinds of coaches, those who've been fired and those who will be fired. But there's also a third type, and it's extremely rare. Those who leave, then come back to coach the same team? It's January 29th, 1966. The Houston Oilers have hired Wally Lem to be their new head coach. Whoa, Wally Lem? He coached him once before, right? Yes, he did. In 1961, won the AFL championship too and was coach of the year. He and owner Bud Adams look so happy. So what happened? Wally agreed to a contract with Houston for the following season, but couldn't return a signed copy because he said the post office was closed. The St. Louis Cardinals of the NFL then swoop in and Wally becomes their guy. How close did the Tyler Rose come to putting down roots in San Antonio while also playing for Houston? It's February 1984. The Oilers are terrible. And the words used to describe the state of star running back Earl Campbell? Unhappy and disgruntled. Uh-oh. There comes a time in your life when you feel you should be making more money. I'm at that point now, said Earl. The Oilers, though, won't renegotiate his contract.
No.
Enter the San Antonio Gunslingers, an expansion team in the United States Football League, spring football. The team's owner wants Earl real bad. Earl's interested, and the headlines start to look like this. Could he play for both teams? According to his agent, Earl feels he should have the ability to work year-round. Yeah, that's right. Play in the NFL and the USFL. Wow. There is one problem. The NFL has an exclusivity rule, which prevents Earl from playing in another league. He and his agent, reportedly, consider taking the NFL to court. But it never happens. So, how close was he to playing year-round?
Somebody was talking about that USFL, but that's probably more, it was just more talk than anything.
More like a negotiating ploy, right?
Yeah, I think that.
Earl Campbell, the Tyler Rose, considers playing football in both the NFL and USFL. A strange but true Houston sports story. From Earl, we go to another Hall of Fame running back. Taking OJ off the table? No one did it quite like this group. He was one of the greatest running backs in the history of pro football, but also anything but great against the Oilers. It's September 19, 1976, and Houston defeats the Buffalo Bills and their star running back, O.J. Simpson. Okay, forget everything you know right now about O.J. Simpson. Back then, he was simply the best back in the NFL. The Houston defense, though, holds Simpson to 38 yards on 16 carries, a measly 2.3 yards per touch. Then again, the Oilers always put the squeeze on O.J. Their first game, 1969, only 27 yards rushing. And the last game, 1978, a mere 7 yards. What? In fact, O.J. Simpson, Hall of Famer, averaged just 36 yards in 6 tries versus the Oilers, his worst output against any team. And Houston's secret? It's containment that does it, linebacker Greg Bingham once said. The first guy who gets to O.J. straightens him up, and the next one punishes him. And it worked, because O.J. ends his career with an offer. 0 wins, 6 losses against Houston. Hall of Famer O.J. Simpson never beats the Oilers. A strange but true Houston sports story. Opposite of super, this clash of the clunkers. A battle to not be the worst. On Strange but True Houston sports stories. Houston has never played in a Super Bowl. The next worst thing? A game played on November 27, 1983. Oilers and Buccaneers. Both teams are 1-11. Only one other game in NFL history has featured 2 teams this bad. So Tom McEwen, the sports editor of the Tampa Tribune, decides his newspaper will make a spectacle of it, inspired by the Super Bowl, which Tampa is hosting at the end of the season. Tom realizes super spelled backwards is Reapist. And thanks to him, the Reapist Bowl is born.
He decides that this matchup is as far from super as possible.
Dr. Dennis Crawford is a member of the Pro Football Researchers Association.
He was actually encouraging people, go to the game, support the Bucs, don't feel bad. This is history we're watching.
It didn't go well for Houston. The Buccaneers grab a 26-10 lead. Oilers quarterback Oliver Luck throws 3 interceptions. Tampa Bay is victorious 33-24. And after the game, the Buccaneers relieved. The Oilers, covering the game for KHOU 11, was Matt Musil.
I'm reporting from the locker room, and as I sign off, I said, it's now official, the Houston Oilers are the worst team in the NFL. Several years later, my coworker here at KHOU 11, Giff Nielsen, revealed to me, he said, when you did that, all I wanted to do was punch you in the face.
Even now, when two teams with double-digit losses meet in the regular season, it's still called a Reapist Bowl.
It is just a fun word, Reapist. It actually kind of sounds like your body trying to expunge something.
The first Reapist Bowl, a strange but true Houston sports story. Next, throwing touchdowns was his thing, but throwing games? An Oiler goes on the offensive. Before coming to Houston, he was a raider, a villain, but not a cheater, and sued to clear his name. It's August 27th, 1982. In Houston federal court, former Oilers quarterback Ken Stabler sues the New York Times and NBC, asking for $20 million.
Wow. This lawsuit is a libel and slander suit.
It's in response to news stories from the year before, linking Stabler to a convicted bookie from New Jersey, a possible violation of the NFL Constitution, which states players who knowingly associate with gamblers may be fined, suspended, or booted from the league. The lawsuit also claims
A television news clip, about 3 minutes worth,
by NBC suggests Stabler once shaved points, playing poorly intentionally to appease gamblers. In the end, the NFL determined Stabler didn't break any of its rules, and the lawsuit, it's over in 1985. Stabler drops his case against the newspaper and settles with NBC. Mr. Stabler is not guilty of anything, his lawyer said. So how much money does Stabler get from NBC? It's confidential, but Mr. Stabler is very satisfied and happy. Ken Stabler sues for libel, another strange but true Houston sports story. We are getting closer to the strangest story of them all. Right now, though, starting a football team in a city you've never been to? Leave it to a man from Houston. Portland, Oregon. Roses, waterfalls. A football team owned by a guy from Houston? It's February 1974. The NFL has some new competition, the World Football League. And a Houston accountant named John Rooney wants in. Rooney, who's only 30, acquires the rights to a WFL franchise and decides it will play in Portland, Oregon, even though he's never been to Portland, Oregon. But I've done a lot of checking on the city, and I'm confident that it can be a success in pro football. He then points to all the fans he says are interested in season tickets and the success of Portland's NBA team. Sure, he hopes to add some investors, but this is not a shaky deal at all. The next day, headlines read, WFL comes to Portland. Until it wasn't. What happened? Just 6 days later, Rooney says, we need more money, big money. Yes, the Houston accountant was out. But eventually, Portland earned its way in, though the World Football League lasted less than 2 seasons due to, what else? Lack of money. I asked WFL Commissioner Gary Davidson what kind of screening process he used back then for prospective owners.
I checked to see if they flew in first class or not.
Huh. So that's how they did instant credit checks back then. A Houstonian tries to put a football team in Portland. A strange but true Houston sports story. Coming up, it's the unexpected move made by an Oilers general manager, which lands him behind bars. Houston's endured some butt whippings in Buffalo. This, however, is a different kind of tale. It involves an upset hotel guest, a wedding crasher, and a full moon. Oh yeah, it's all the same person. It is the strangest of all these strange but true Houston sports stories. The most famous Moon in Houston sports, Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback. The most infamous one. It all starts on September 19th, 1987, the night before the Oilers game in Buffalo. Sharing the team's hotel, a wedding reception. There's music, dancing, and one angry man. Lad Herzig, the Oilers general manager.
This guy was known for doing some outlandish things.
Herzig's furious because the band is supposedly playing past the team's 11 p.m. curfew. He twice complains to hotel management, but the wedding party tells the band to play on. And what happens next is one of the Oilers' most embarrassing moments ever. Witnesses claim Herzig pushes an elderly man, then slugs the brother of the bride in the mouth. I couldn't believe it was the general manager of the Houston Oilers, says the bride. He came in and mooned the reception twice. Yeah, mooned everyone. Herzig, barefoot and wearing gray sweats, is then arrested and charged with assault.
It was kind of one of these hotels that had the balconies, overlooking the lobby all the way up the top. Gets drunk. He was already drunk, I'm presuming, but gets drunk and moons the entire wedding party. I think from the stairs, a little hazy on exactly from where the moon landing came.
Herzig later claims he never mooned anyone. Denies being drunk, too. Somehow, Lad Herzig manages to keep his job. The assault charge is dropped, and the newlyweds live happily ever after, with some money from the Oilers. The GM of the Oilers arrested at a wedding reception? A strange but true Houston sports story. And there it is, the strangest one of them all. Hey, do you have a story idea that's so strange and true that we have to know about it? Email me, sports@khou.com. This has been Strange But True, Houston Sports Story.